a few days ago, I was sitting at dinner with my family, and I have two boys. They're 9 and 11, and my 11-year-old, my sixth grader, said, Mom, today after PE class, I got a really bad headache. And I said, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you tell me you had a headache? Why didn't you go to the school nurse? Like I said, what did you do? You had a bad headache. I didn't know about it. What did you do? And he said, well, I played really hard and I got really sweaty before school. And then I went to PE class and it was really fun. And we were playing in games and I got really sweaty and I was really thirsty. And then after PE class, I went to my next class and I just started to get a headache and I just wasn't feeling very well. But I think I just needed to drink water. So I just drank a whole liter, a whole Nalgene worth of water in his next class. And then I said, how did you feel after you drank that water? And he said, oh, my headache went away and I felt good. And I still feel good. And he said, I think I just needed to drink some water. And I had a couple mom reactions. My first mom reaction was like, oh my gosh, I had a sick kid at school and he didn't even bother to tell me about it. And then my other mom reaction was like, this is so cool because I had a kid that didn't feel well at school, but he was able to recognize that signal in his body that he didn't feel well because he needed to drink some water. And he was able to drink some water and take care of himself. And as a parent, I'm trying to raise my children so that they can eventually be independent and leave my house and still be able to take care of themselves and function in the real world. And so I was excited to see that he had taken care of himself, but also sad that he had a headache at school and wasn't feeling very good. So I have a question that I'm answering today all about hydration on the trails. And this is a community question. And once again, if you have a question that you want me to answer on our weekly show, all you got to do is send it on over to hikelikeawoman@gmail.com. I will feature your question on the show. So this question is from a member of our community, and she said, I find I don't drink a lot of water while hiking. Is something wrong with me? I don't think anything is wrong with you at all. I think that there's a lot of thoughts and opinions out there in the outdoor community about how much, and in the fitness community too, about how much water you should be drinking. Like I see people carrying around like gallon size things of water and trying to drink a gallon of water a day. And I have a certain amount of water that I try to drink a day because I know that when I drink that amount of water, I'm going to feel good. Like I can tell how I feel versus how I feel when I've been drinking enough water versus how I feel when I haven't been drinking enough water. I think that there's nothing wrong with you if you don't drink a lot of water while you're hiking. I think that that's maybe just your body saying, hey, I don't want a lot of water while I'm hiking. Some people don't like to drink while they're exercising and while they're moving, and that's perfectly normal. So I always gauge hydration off of a couple things. First is, how do I feel? Do I feel good? If I feel good, and if I feel good and I'm hiking, but I'm not drinking enough water, then I'm probably okay. When I was going through chemotherapy, I had a really hard time drinking anything, like anything at all. I had such horrible mouth sores, but I was so dry from chemotherapy, like my mouth would not produce saliva. So I was constantly trying to figure out creative ways to get fluids into my body that didn't make me like gag and that tasted all right. And I usually really love to drink water, but I couldn't drink water. So one thing that I would do is I would go to the store and my husband would pick up like those little crystallized packets of like lemon crystals or orange crystals. They're like by the tea section. And so I would try to add some flavor to my water, but not like, bleh, like intense flavor, but just enough that it wouldn't taste that it would taste okay and be able to choke it down. So when I was super dehydrated from chemo, it was like I just did not feel good because my body wasn't getting enough fluids. And so that's important. It's important to know, like, how do you feel when you're not drinking enough water? And how do you feel when you are drinking enough water on a day when you are active? And then the other thing to think about is to look at your urine. And this is like everybody says this, but if your urine is super dark colored, then it means that you're either taking some funky vitamins that are affecting the color of your urine, or it means most likely that you just need to drink a little bit more water. So I always pay attention to the color of my urine. I think that's an army thing. It's just something that is important to me. And like if my kids forget to flush the toilet and I see bright yellow pee, I'm always like, you need to drink some water. So healthy like urine should be kind of pale colored, straw colored. There's the opposite thing too, right? You can drink too much water. That's also a problem that we don't talk about nearly as much as dehydration, but that's an issue too. So just finding that good balance and figuring out what works for you and what works for your body. If you have a hard time like putting down fluids while you're hiking, then make an effort to stop and drink water. If I'm with a group, we always do a cheers. We always stop and we toast together and everybody drinks together, and that's pretty a fun way to do it. You can, add some fruit slices or a cucumber slice to your water, add some electrolytes maybe, try some cold brew tea or throw a tea bag in your water bottle. Sometimes I like Jolly Ranchers, so like little Jolly Rancher hard candies, I'll toss one of those into my water bottle and then it will flavor the water and it's kind of like grown-up Kool-Aid. I don't know, but it's good. So if you find that you're not drinking while hiking, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just a matter of paying attention to your body and figuring out what your body needs and when your body needs it. Hey, if you have a question that you want me to answer right here on the show, just send it on over, hikelikeawoman@gmail.com. If you want to join us for an event, we have so many awesome in-person events coming up this summer and fall. Head on over to our website, hikelikeawoman.com, and check out our events tab and see what's going on. And I hope to see you at one of our events. Thanks. We'll catch you on the trails.